just say, I'm not going to be that. I'm going to do something better. I'm going to do something bigger with my life. I don't have to be the people that came before me. My family line, my lineage, my kingdom begins with me. You can make that decision. So with that being said, let's dive into some more of the complexities of the topic of breaking generational curses. And I'd like to begin with breaking your own nature, or overcoming your own nature. A lot of the times, especially when we get older, maybe into our 30s, we start seeing ourselves repeating the same patterns that we said we were never going to do. And these are all sorts of things. I mean, once you reach a certain age, you realize, oh, I get it now. This is being an adult. This is being a grown up and being a grown person. And this is what the world is like. And you'll see yourself beginning to repeat the same patterns that you once hated, the things that you judged, the things that you said, I would never be like that. I would never do that. And a lot of times, these things that we begin doing can be directly related to the generational curses and things that have been passed down through our families, like drug use, alcoholism, poverty, all of these sorts of things, living paycheck to paycheck. These are all just realities that come with life, and not addressing those and deciding not to do those things or be those things are how those generational curses just continue on down the line. And if you're not careful, say you have children, those things will be passed on to them as well. So step one is overcoming your own nature. What is your own negative nature? What are the things that you said that you would never do that you're now doing as a grown person? What are the things that you said that you would never be that you've recognized that your parents did, or maybe your distant family did, their brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, grandma, grandpa, all of these negative things that you want to move past? And how can you just decide, make a firm decision to yourself just to overcome your own nature and to move beyond it and transcend it and be better? So you have to overcome those behaviors that were passed down to you. Like I said, sometimes these are just the only example that you had and you don't know any better. Sometimes it just happens. It's just life. You just suddenly realize, wow, I'm doing all the same things that all the people that came before me were doing in my family line. So I want to tell you very firmly and plainly, and I want you to remember this for the rest of your life, no matter how deep in you are, no matter how far you are, no matter how old you are, it's never too late to make change. I want you to know that your family line, your lineage, your kingdom starts with you. You can change the trajectory of your family line forever. Say your family line before you has always been on the same path. They all made the same mistakes. They've always been in poverty. They've always been drug users. They've always been criminals. They've always been alcoholics. Whatever the thing is that's negative, they've always been whatever you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the thing is with your family that you despised and never wanted to be, it can change with you, and then past you, beyond you, you have changed the trajectory of your family line forever. So you might not come from a wealthy family, but you can create one beyond you. Everybody that comes after you could be wealthy if you change the trajectory of your family line. Say everybody before you was an alcoholic, like I've said 10 times, because I just love repeating myself. Then you could decide, I'm not going to be an alcoholic. I'm not going to do those same things. I'm only going to drink in moderation, or I'm just not going to drink at all. And then teach that to your children and pass that on, and then their children and their children's children, and everybody who comes after you in your family bloodline will no longer have that generational curse. It starts with you. Your lineage starts with you. Your history starts with you. Imagine yourself as a historical figure. Imagine yourself as a hero of myth. Imagine yourself writing your legend every day, what people will say about you when you're gone. What legend are you writing? What family line, what lineage are you writing? What are you passing down to your children? What are you passing down through your family line? And remember that it starts with you. Now, for me, the guys who came before me were mostly criminals and organized crime dudes and stuff like that. And I know that some people don't like it when I say those things on a public platform, but I'm not afraid to speak my truth. It's absolutely true that the people who came before me were criminals and they did some really crazy, shady, horrible things. It's just a fact. I don't know what more to say about that, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that I'm a good dad. I'm a good husband. I'm living a normal life. I don't do drugs. I don't break the law. I don't do crime. I don't hurt others intentionally. I'm not out to get anyone. You understand what I'm saying? I'm living a life of as close to righteousness as I'm capable as a human man. That's what I'm doing. I'm full of love in my heart. I have no intention to do anything wrong ever. I have chosen to be this. Now, could I have also been a criminal and pursued a dishonest life and a crooked way of getting money in a way that hurts other people? Could I have been a violent person? Could I be out to start fights and cause conflicts? Could I be out to land myself in prison and jail? Sure, but I just chose not to be that. I chose to be a good guy. There are plenty of things that were passed down through my family that could have been passed on to me. And sometimes I even recognize a lot of those things in myself, and I realize, wow, I could be capable absolutely of being a terrible person, but guess what? I choose not to. And that starts with me, and my sons after me will be righteous men. They will be good men. They will be men of God, and they will live good lives. It is my hope. I really hope and pray that. I mean, if they someday end up being terrible criminals, don't come back playing this and laughing at me. But what I'm saying is I will do everything that I possibly can to pass on the right things to my sons so that they are strong men in this world, so that they are good men, so that they are righteous men, so that they do good things, so that they don't want to harm others. You understand what I'm saying? So all of those generational curses that have been passed down through my family, from poverty, criminal minds, criminal behavior, drug use, alcoholism, all of that stuff, I hope and I pray that by my example and by my shifting the paradigm, that my sons after me will have none of those things in their life and that they will live good lives. That's what I hope and pray. So I'm doing everything that I can in my power to break all of those generational curses moving forward in my family line. I firmly believe that it starts with me. You see this picture up here? You can't really see it. It's out of frame, but that's a family crest that I designed, and there's words that go along with it. And that's something that I felt was very important because I established, I said, my family line starts with me. I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to have a good family. I'm going to live a good, righteous life, as righteous as a human man can be. I'm not claiming to be perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. I have a lot of flaws, trust me. And I'm doing everything that I can to work through them every day. But what I'm saying is it's a conscious decision to break those generational curses, to change the paradigm, to shift it, to not be those things, and to battle against one's own nature, that nature that's passed down to them. And all those things that I realize that I have the capacity for, or I start doing, I'm like, wow, I've never wanted to be that. I recognize it, I shift it, I change it, and I try to be the best me that I possibly can. And that's what you have to do. Try to be the best you that you possibly can, and just thrive. Just thrive, dude. Live life, be awesome. That's all you got to do. All of those things will be broken beyond you. It starts with you. You don't have to believe that 10 generations from now, finally your family isn't in poverty. 10 generations from now, finally your family might not be all criminals and drug users and that sort of thing. It starts with you. If you pursue your purpose, your passion, and your mission in life, and if you use your talents accordingly, and if you do everything that you can to level up your life every single day and be the best possible version of yourself that you can be, you will shift the paradigm and break the generational curse. It's just how it works.